friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. For those who are watching me for the first time, my name is Snomhlanga. I'm an immigrant nurse living and working in Germany. On this channel, I share all the content about nursing, traveling, food, and just the general life of an immigrant in Germany. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And remember to share and like my videos, and most of all, comment. Yeah, there's a comment section for you to interact with me. And also, something very important, if you are watching my video and an advert pops up, please do not skip that advert. Watch it. You can just take a quick break and go to the loo, come back, then and the advert will be over. Watching that advert plays a very, very important role on this platform. Thank you for your support. On today's video, I'll be comparing being a care home nurse and a hospital nurse. I am a travel nurse myself, and I work either in a care home or in a hospital. And I would say in the last 4 months, I've worked on both establishments, and I would like to give you an insight. This video is mostly inspired by those student nurses who do not know where they want to work after they are done with their Ausbildung, or those nurses who are coming into Germany and do not know where to start. Let's start off with the hospital. In the hospital, what I personally noticed is that you have got a lot of support. By this, I mean when anything happens, let's say a patient dies, in order for you to reanimate and do all the rightful procedure, you have got all the support. There is this doctor, there is the reanimation team, the intensive care unit is already in there, meaning there is no time wasted. Within 5 minutes, you'll be having help. The working shifts in a hospital, usually you do not work very long, you don't have a very long week. By this I mean maybe 10 days in a block. Now, it's usually maybe today you've got afternoon, morning, tomorrow you've got the morning, then the day after tomorrow you start with your nights, 2, 3, 4 nights, done. You see, there is more flexibility in the hospital. And also when you are still on the shifts, and so you can easily plan your own shifts, like to say, on this day I wish to have 3 days and this and that. It's easier to plan because you are like the staff is more. You can't be 3 qualified nurses in that one. Instead, maybe you are 20. So it's easier to plan. Also, when you are in the hospital, you get to learn a lot of diagnosis from different patients, because every day it comes a patient with a new diagnosis. Something, if you are reading through their diagnosis, you see it's something new. And also you notice how this thing, let's say the patient gets diagnosed in this hospital. Every patient is different, even if they've got the same diagnosis. So you get to learn how certain diagnoses are handled depending on the patient. Impressive credentials in the hospital. Working in a hospital, the more experience you have, it boosts your CV. So, for example, later if you want to go and be an agency nurse or you want to be a travel nurse, this hospital experience boosts your CV. In the hospital, you've got a broad skill set. By this, I mean, because there are a lot of departments, you get to see some things. For example, you know that there is the ICU. The system in the ICU is so different. You might see someone getting drips, IVs, like maybe 5 at the same time. It's different. And also you get to see some things. For example, we call it the ZV car. Those things, you get to see a lot of things, how the ER functions, how the diagnostic functions there by the CT, the MRT, the X-rays. So the skill set is just so broad. And then also there is the easy internal transfers. By this I mean, let's say you started working at the cardio ward, and then now you think maybe I've stayed here for 3-5 years, whatever, and you now want to see something different. It's easy for you to go to the managers and say, now I would like to go and work maybe in the oncology. Instead of you starting to apply for a different job, going for interviews in another place, you can easily switch within the hospital from department to department. Let's talk about the nursing home. In the nursing home, there is less, or I would say minimal, skill set. Most of these complex procedures are not done there. For example, like there is no ICU, there is no ER, you can't go and have a CT scan in a nursing home. You have to go to the hospital. So you won't have a chance to see that whilst you are working in a nursing home. You get to have knowledge of a specific diagnosis, like I would say, for example, the pressure wound, the decubitus. These things happen often in the nursing home, and you get to understand how it works, how are the expectant standards and all that. So this is one part of the nursing home which you are definitely going to know more about. Also, in the nursing home, the work is routine. It's always the same thing, almost I'll say every day. You know, at 7 o'clock, Frau Müller has to wake up. She has to have this, the feet, how they are washed, the Rücken and all that. When she has her breakfast, all that stuff. It's like the routine daily. You know how it functions. When you talk about promotions, in a nursing home, you can easily climb the ladder. Sometimes when you're done with your Ausbildung, they would say maybe just have 1 year experience in order for you to go and do this Weiterbildung. Or you have to wait for 3 years, for 2 years, for 5 years. But in the hospital, there are some cases where you even have to wait for 10 years or longer. Like even for you to be a ward manager, it will take you years and years, but in a care home, you can easily climb that ladder. Finding a job in a care home is much easier than in a hospital, because in the care home, you're mostly dealing with that specific care home right there and then. You know, it's so easier. Unlike in the hospital, they have to see whether the department you want, is it free? Is there a free vacancy and all that stuff? Also, in a care home, it's more like a family place. Yeah, these residents are in their home, so you get to have this close relationship with the residents, such that even if something happens to this resident, you know, around this time, maybe this is when their husband passed away, that's why she's always down. You get to know even the relatives. You are close in contact, because these people, some of these residents have lived in that home for maybe 20 years or how many longer. So you get a very, very close relationship. And then speaking about the working days in a nursing home, I find the nursing home a bit hectic, because if you look at the time plans, you'll see some people are planned even 11 days in a block, 3 days off, you come back 8 days again, 2 days off, you come back 6 days again. I think that's a bit too much. And also, if you want to exchange a shift, or you've got your wishes, in most cases they're not all fulfilled, because there isn't much staff. You might find that in your ward, you have got maybe only 3 qualified nurses. So if one is on leave, the other one has got morning shift, you've got afternoon shift. You can't change. There isn't much flexibility. And also, most nursing homes have got their own night duty nurses, who would say, like they do, it's called the Dauernacht, only night duty. So you see, these nurses, they come, they do maybe 8 nights, 10 nights in one block. Maybe there are 2. You'll see they'll be exchanging on their own, that when this one is off duty, the other one comes in. So yeah, when it comes to the working schedules, yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted. And of course, I know everyone would want to know which nurse earns more, nursing home or hospital nurse. Guys, there isn't a concrete answer on this one because there are two different things. I'll give you an example. If you are freshly qualified, to be a nurse, and you start off working at the ICU, I mean, like, you fresh from college, you go and work in ICU. Then we've got a nurse, you qualified from the same college, but they decided to go to a nursing home. Your salaries are way different. Because the one in the hospital has got some incentive, like for example, intensive intensive care incentive, and then there are things like the shift, like when you change your shift, those things play a role. When you take on an extra shift, it also adds some more money, so it's different from the one in a care home. Sometimes, let's say, I would compare now people who both graduated as care home nurses. One goes to a geriatric ward in a hospital, and then the other one goes to a care home. These two people's salaries could be very similar, and in most cases, the one from the nursing home earns more money than the one at the hospital. If you watch this video here, which I shared about the care home nursing, you are going to see one pay slip of someone at a care home nurse who was taking so much money, but the same classmate who went to work at a hospital direct after the house building was earning 500 euros less. So in sometimes the care home pays more. And also, let's say you have had more experience, maybe let's say 5 years experience, you've been working in a hospital, and so you can work in a care home and earn more than a nurse who was in a hospital, because the salary tables that they use are a bit higher in the care home. So it's different. It all depends on your case. And also the biggest factors are your tax class and your location, and most of all, your experience. Those three play a very, very big role in your salaries. So I can't say who earns more, who earns less. It's just, up, down, up, down. In conclusion, I would say both places are amazing to work at. If you are someone who is an introvert, you like routine work, you just want something flexible depending on your schedule and all that, like a chilled, smaller establishment, then the care home is for you. If you are a bubbly person, you easily get excited, you love seeing new things, you just like that drama, the action, then the hospital is for you. For me, since I've worked in both hospital and care home, I would personally say in the hospital, I get to learn a lot of things. I mean, a lot. The flexibility is also there. And because it also lies with my own personality. And then in a care home, I've worked there. I feel I got so limited. Like the 2 months that I spent there, I can't be broad. And also sometimes you'll find that they don't have some things. Let's say someone just fell down. Now you want to do a Druckverband, like that they stop bleeding. So now looking for equipment, guys, it was difficult. And in a nutshell, I feel limited. It's not mine. It's not mine. I love the action. Imagine 2 months, no reanimation, no CPR in 2 months. No, that's not mine. That's not mine. I love seeing blood. I love seeing broken bones. I love real action. So yeah, that's me. So, where would you rather work? In your hospital or in a care home? Let me know in the comment section. And please share with me your experiences for those who have worked in a care home, for those who have worked in hospitals. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.